Hello, everybody, and welcome to UP Wild Churches, The Silence. I'm doing this because I'm going to show myself in the beginning, and then what we do usually at our services is we focus on the nature behind us and not so much on me. But in the beginning, I'll do this so you can see me. My name is Lanny, and I want to welcome you all to UP Wild Church's service about the silence, cultivating silence. We're coming to you live from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is the unceded ancestral land of the Anishinaabe people. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about what UP Wild is. We are a nonprofit cross-denominational collaboration to create a space where we can reconnect with our ecological roots, which has always been a part of the Christian tradition. And for many of us, we express that we like being outdoors. We like walking trails. We like being on a boat in the lake. We like bird watching. And Wild Church explores more in depth of why that is. I recognize that some of us come from different traditions or no faith affiliation. And I just wanted to make everybody know that everybody is welcome here. And actually, it's our differences in the backgrounds that we came from that makes us such a unique community. And usually a service has something different for everybody. I get comments on different aspects of the service that really spoke to somebody. So I'm excited to hear from you about what that might be for you. And as I say that, I'd like us all to just take a moment to say hello in the comment box or the chat box. Even if you're not watching this live, you can still say hello and maybe where you are watching from or how you found out about us. We are so excited to be able to broaden our reach of people. Usually Wild Church meets outside. And we usually gather outside in these nice spring, summer months. And explore the outdoors. The positive of all of this is that we get to broaden our reach to welcome people that aren't within the Upper Peninsula community here. So we would love to know where you're watching from. So go ahead and just say hello right now in the comment box. And we begin our service tonight with just a quieting of ourselves, with a breathing meditation. And then we're going to go into a wilderness reading. And then we'll do some nature videos, some prayers together where you can submit your own prayer, and then a closing poem. So let's just take a moment I'll go in the background and settle into the space right now where you're at. You can listen to the birds in the background and just breathe. You have all decided to give yourself a beautiful gift this evening. You've taken time in the midst of all this unknown to sit in stillness. And what this gift of stillness offers you is the opportunity to quiet your mind. It is in the quieting of the mind that we are able to connect to our heart. Breathe in life-sustaining energy. And breathe out that of which you'd like to let go of. Breathe in the love that surrounds and fills all things. Breathe out negativity and everything else that does not resonate with love. Breathe in peace and calm and serenity. And breathe out worry and anxiety and cares about the future. Because in this moment, you are here now. And it's okay to be here now. Okay, so I'm going to read a wilderness reading. It's an excerpt from the Forgotten Desert Mothers. And I'll be substituting desert or wilderness for desert, because given our context here, we have about 10.5 million acres of forest. So we really aren't in a desert. But this is from the writings of the Forgotten Desert Mothers. When you hear me say wilderness, I'm substituting that for desert. For the wilderness ascetic, silence was as intrinsic as prayer. Asceticism was valued for its ability to move the seeker toward authentic freedom. Drawn deeper into the wilderness, we are drawn deeper into solitude, deeper into ourselves, and at the same time, deeper into community, and deeper into God, the ground of all being, and thus closer to the ground of being within us. For the depth of being of each of us is as strange yet hauntingly familiar as the wilderness solitude. The wilderness ascetic pursued and cultivated silence. This was a silence pregnant with the presence of the divine, the womb where the word grew. The goal of silence was the inner quiet of strength, not the total absence of words. As for us today, silence calms the inner spirit to allow the whisperings of God to be heard. Silence allows the word to permeate to the inner heart. Silence helps us begin the pilgrimage within and better discern the sacred. Silence helps us to cultivate and deepen our passionate love for God because it provides the atmosphere of true and authentic communication with God. Entering into silence is not easy. It invites us to meet and discover our truest selves with masks and illusions and desires and plans and public persona removed. Self-image is stripped and realigned. We begin to put on the mind of Christ. Silence, therefore, invites us to change. Silence is essentially listening. We discern all that is happening in our life with a wise mentor. Is it noisy chatter, conflicting interest, jealousy, anxiety, fear, or is it God whispering? The wilderness teaches us to dwell faithfully and fruitfully in these periods of stripping and loss. We learn to live through our times of pain and sorrow, passing through the varied landscapes of our inner wilderness. We may feel lost, but the divine is always with us on our sojourn, nurturing us and abiding with us. So where is your wilderness spot? Have you made a cell of solitude in your home, on your porch, at the ocean, or your favorite park? How do you enter into silence when it is most challenging to do so? And when you're able, what helps you focus on God? So as we ponder these questions in your head, let's move into our nature video portion of our evening. We are going to start with Lake Superior and head into the wilderness of the UP. And again, for those of you just joining us, please say hello in the chat box, where you're watching from. And just to let you know, the lighting is intentional, that at Wild Church we focus on the background and not so much on me. If you're saying, fix your lighting, woman, that's why we do it intentionally. So, okay, let's move into our nature video portion, and I'm going to screen share so you can see the videos. And again, thanks to everybody for bearing with us as we figure all this out. And here we go. When I cry out unto thee, hear thou me, O Lord. Let my prayer be set forth before thee as the incense and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. Hear thou me, O Lord of the powers, be with us, for no other helper do we have in tribulation but you, Lord of the powers, have mercy on us. I look into your eyes, such a delicate array of light surrounds you now. Dancing in the afterglow, your sacred heart calls my name. How I long to be in the center of your soul that rages graceful. Let's make me of light by the center of your soul. The silence, it burns away my darkest thought. The silence, it opens up my every door. Breaking into love, so precious now. Ushering the dark, the rest of now. Open up the story, the pages turn. Breathing into this life, serenity in the silence, it burns away the darkest thought. The silence, it opens up my every door. So let's ask ourselves, what does it mean for you to be silent right now? Not as much with your words, but with your body, your heart. Why is it so important, especially at this time, to remember the silence and create and cultivate the silence in our own lives? Let's take some time to pray together now. After each prayer, you may say, "Creating God, hear our prayer." And at the end, there will be time for you to submit your own prayer via the chat box, or to, of course, hold in the silence of your own heart. We give thanks for our earth, which is a sanctuary filled with God's presence, a home for us to share with all of creation. Creating God, hear our prayer. Teach us how to be more mindful of the rest of your congregation of mammals, insects, plants, trees, and fungi, to act more like stewards than dominators of these natural and spiritual resources. Creating God, hear our prayer. We pray for all the first responders, those who are selflessly providing aid to people in need, that they may be granted your protection along with those they are serving. Creating God, hear our prayer. We pray for all those who may be forgotten, those trapped in domestic violence, the unhoused, those unable to access clean water or food, for all animal sanctuaries, that your mercy extend to them in their time of need. Creating God, hear our prayer. Loving God, you have led us to this place, not to shield us from heartache and pain of human life, but to heal us and inspire us, to gently redirect us, till we see the world as you do and love it with your love. Creating God, hear our prayer. We pray for all those joining us tonight, for all the intentions on their heart, and for all their family members. Creating God, hear our prayer. And this is a time for you to share your own prayers. And we say one last time together, creating God, hear our prayers. Okay, we're going to end our evening together with a closing poem. So let me get you over to our walk that we will take together, which is our virtual forest walk. Some of you look forward to this, I know, so we still have it tonight. And as we walk through this virtual forest together, I'm going to read a closing poem called Eagle Poem by Joy Harjo. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize. This Eagle poem was submitted by Sarah, who is watching in Maine on the traditional territory of the Penobscot Nation. To pray, you open your whole self, to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you. And know there is more that you can't see and can't hear. Can't know except in moments steadily growing and in languages that aren't always sound, but other circles of motion. Like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River, circled in blue sky, in wind, swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see you, see ourselves, and know that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in, knowing we are made of all of this, and breathe knowing we are truly blessed because we were born, and die soon within a true circle of motion, like eagle rounding out the morning inside of us. We pray that it will be done in beauty, in beauty. Amen. Well, hello again, everyone. I want to thank you for being with us today. As we navigate this, the quality of the video might be a little off, but again, I'm outside, so who thought you'd need to be online when you're outside? But I'm grateful that we can offer this. And I just wanted to let you know that this video will be available after this. You can always send it to people on the YouTube link. And once we update our website, it's upwild.org, and there's other resources there about us. And next Friday, we have another theme, which is going to be Prayer of the Heart. So please join us next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, same place, same time. And for those of you who are joining us on a repeat, who've already sort of seen this content, I want to thank you for bearing with us as we create better quality versions of this video to post and to keep forever. In June, we're hoping to have some new content with some new videos and some new Friday themes. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Again, if you have anything you'd like to share, please contact me, and my name is Lanny, through the website or comment below. Otherwise, I will see you next Friday. Peace be with everybody until then. And if anybody has any fun things they want to share with me, please do. And I'll see you then. Okay, bye everyone.